You see, when a woman is sexually attracted to a man, she doesn't always come right out and say it. In fact, most times she won't. But one of the biggest giveaways, one that speaks louder than any words she could ever say, is her body language. You have to learn to watch her, not just listen to her. Because the truth is, the body always reveals what the mouth may try to hide. I always say this, women communicate subtly, and when a woman is into you, really into you, her body will start sending signals whether she's conscious of it or not. It might be something as small as her leaning in just a little closer when you're talking, or how she doesn't flinch when your knees touch under the table. It might be the way she plays with her hair when you walk into the room, or how her eyes seem to light up when they meet yours. These are not coincidences. Now, don't get me wrong, not every smile or touch means she's attracted to you on a deeper level, but when you start seeing a pattern, when her body is consistently reacting to your presence in a way that seems instinctive, that's when you know something more is at play. She might brush her hand against yours and not pull back. She might touch your arm when she laughs, linger just a little longer than necessary. Her voice might change around you, becoming softer, more intentional, and when she's sitting next to you, watch how she positions her body. Is she facing you fully? Does she cross and uncross her legs in a way that draws attention? Does she find reasons to touch you accidentally? These small cues are not accidental. They are subconscious invitations. Jessica Opare here, and I want you to understand something very clearly. Women are masters of subtlety. We won't always tell you outright that we want you, but we will show you. The key is to pay attention, not just to what we say, but how we say it. With our eyes, with our posture, with our presence. When a woman is sexually attracted to a man, her body often starts to orient around him. She will angle herself in your direction. Her energy will open up. She'll mirror your movements, reflect your expressions. Why? Because desire seeks connection, even in the smallest gestures. So if you find yourself constantly questioning whether she's into you, stop focusing so much on her words. Watch her instead. Feel the energy in the room when you're near her. Does it shift? Do you feel her magnetism pulling you in even when she hasn't said a word? That's when you'll know her body is speaking. The only question is, are you listening? When a woman is genuinely, undeniably attracted to you, her presence starts showing up in your life like clockwork. And darling, that is never random. Jessica Opare speaking, and I want you to picture this. She has a packed calendar, deadlines breathing down her neck, family obligations tugging at her sleeve, yet somehow you keep popping up on her to-do list. She isn't just squeezing you into a leftover time slot. She's carving out prime real estate for you because on some level, being around you feels like oxygen. It's energizing, it's thrilling, and it feeds a curiosity she can't quite quiet. Maybe she starts turning group hangouts into mini one-on-ones by drifting naturally to your side. Maybe she's suddenly rooting for the same football club you've loved since childhood, even though last month she couldn't tell a corner kick from a free kick. That shift is intentional. We women don't reinvent our routines for hobbies we don't care about. If she's now an enthusiastic beginner at the gym you frequent at 7 a.m., or she magically shows up at that new sushi spot you raved about, understand that she isn't stalking you. She's investing in proximity. Proximity breathes possibility, and possibility is where sexual tension has room to stretch and settle. Listen to the cadence of her texts. Do they land only when she needs something utilitarian, or do they show up with little memes, voice notes about random thoughts? Late night, what are you up to? Check-ins? That steady ping, ping, ping isn't boredom. It's an open door she hopes you'll walk through. And when you reply, she doesn't just respond, she continues, deepens, escalates the conversation, weaving you into her daily rhythm like background music she can't get enough of. Pay attention to time of day, too. A woman who reaches out during her peak productive hours, say the Monday morning scramble or right before a big meeting, is signaling you outrank her stress for a moment. That's a subtle declaration of value. You matter enough for me to break my focus. And if she lingers after a group dinner, volunteering to help stack plates or stroll to the parking lot just so the night lasts 5 minutes longer, those extra moments are a deliberate, slow burn. She wants more of whatever chemistry the two of you are cooking. Here's the real giveaway: consistency. One cute coincidence can be brushed off. A pattern is evidence. If week after week she is where you are, laughing at your jokes, mirroring your energy, aligning plans so your paths cross, don't downplay it. We all prioritize what ignites us. A woman intoxicated by your presence will quietly restructure her world so yours overlaps it. That's not pushy, it's purposeful. So when you find yourself wondering if she's truly attracted or just politely social, look at the calendar and the clock. Is her time gravitating toward you? Does she manufacture micro moments to be in your orbit? If yes, recognize the silent confession in those choices. You are the highlight of her day, and she's inviting you to notice. There's something magical about the way a woman communicates when she's sexually attracted to a man. You may not notice it immediately because it's not always direct or obvious, but if you listen closely, you'll hear the flirtation in her tone, in the words she chooses, and even in the way she responds to the things you say. Jessica Opare here, and I need you to understand that attraction for a woman often begins in the mind. And when we're drawn to someone, the way we talk to them changes naturally and effortlessly. It might start off as playful teasing, the kind that has a spark beneath it. Maybe she lightly challenges something you said, not because she disagrees, but because it gives her a chance to keep the conversation going. Maybe she throws in a cheeky comment that makes you pause and wonder, was that a little suggestive? And yes, it probably was. That's how we test the waters. We flirt with our words to see how you respond, to see if you pick up on the signals, to create a subtle rhythm of tension and anticipation. Now here's where it gets interesting. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, she'll often steer conversations into more personal territory, not necessarily sexual at first, but intimate. She might start asking about your childhood, your fears, what keeps you up at night. And then, slowly, those questions evolve into something more emotionally revealing, more vulnerable. That's not just curiosity, it's connection. And it's also her way of deepening the emotional intimacy, which lays the groundwork for the physical. Because for many women, emotional stimulation and sexual attraction are intertwined. Sometimes she'll use humor. Oh, we love to joke, especially when we're flirting. You'll hear the innuendos tucked into harmless comments. She might say something playful with a little edge to it, then smile and look away, almost as if she didn't mean anything by it. But she did. That subtle dance between suggestion and innocence is part of how we build tension, part of how we say what we really want without spelling it out. And let's talk about attention. When she's really attracted to you, she's not just talking, she's deeply engaged. She remembers things you said days ago, references inside jokes you forgot you even made, and keeps the energy between you light, fun, but charged. That level of attentiveness means she's invested. She's listening not just to respond, but to connect and to keep you close. So don't underestimate those little chats. They are often packed with intention. We may not always come out and say, I want you, but we'll leave a trail of verbal breadcrumbs leading you right to that realization. If her conversations with you feel different, if they're flirtier, warmer, more emotionally alive, then trust me, you're not imagining it. That's her attraction speaking, and it's louder than you think. One of the most underrated yet powerful signs that a woman is sexually attracted to you lies in how she compliments you. And I'm not just talking about the usual polite praise like, you're a nice guy, or you're so smart. No, I mean the kind of compliments that have a little extra spice, a little heat behind them. Jessica Opare here, and I want you to listen carefully. When a woman starts complimenting you in ways that touch on your physicality, your masculinity, your energy, it's not by accident. It's a signal, a very clear one. You see, women are intuitive. We don't just compliment for the sake of being nice. When we're sexually attracted to someone, our admiration shifts. It moves from the surface to something deeper and a little more daring. She might tell you your voice is sexy or that your cologne does something to her. Maybe she mentions how good you look in that shirt, and her eyes linger on you just a second too long. That's not just appreciation, that's desire dressed as flattery. And sometimes it's not even what she says, but how she says it. She might drop her voice slightly, speak a bit slower, or look you directly in the eyes when she compliments you. The delivery becomes part of the message. She's not just praising you, she's inviting you to see yourself the way she sees you, as attractive, desirable, and captivating. Now, don't get it twisted. This isn't about arrogance or ego stroking. It's about awareness. When a woman starts noticing the specific things that turn her on about you, your hands, your walk, the way you laugh, and she's bold enough to mention it, even subtly, she's testing to see if you catch on. She's giving you a peek behind the curtain, hoping you'll recognize the chemistry she's trying to nurture. And here's the thing, these compliments often come wrapped in a playful tone. She might tease you while saying it, like, "You think you're all that with that deep voice, huh?" Or, "You really like making women blush in that tight shirt, don't you?" Pay attention to the words, but also to the undertone. That mix of humor and flirtation is her way of keeping things light while still showing you she sees you in a certain light. We women know the power of a well-placed compliment. It's our way of planting a seed, of letting you know, I see you, and I like what I see. So when you start hearing those more intimate, more specific affirmations from her, don't brush them off. Lean into them. They are not random, and they're definitely not neutral. A woman's compliments are never just about admiration. When we're attracted, they become invitations, soft openings to something more. And if you listen closely, you'll realize they're telling you exactly what she's too shy or too proud to say outright. I want you. There's something incredibly intimate about vulnerability. And as much as sexual attraction is physical, for many women, it also lives deeply in the emotional space. Jessica Opare here, and I want you to really hear this. When a woman begins to open up to you, when she starts peeling back the layers and letting you into the parts of her that are usually guarded, that's not just comfort, it's attraction. And very often it's sexual attraction cloaked in emotional trust. You see, we don't share our real selves with just anyone. We might smile, be polite, laugh at your jokes, even engage in small talk, but when a woman begins to reveal her insecurities, her past, her fears, her dreams, she's doing more than connecting. She's saying, I trust you with parts of me I don't show everyone. That's a huge deal. And if she's sexually attracted to you, this trust is amplified. Why? Because for many women, feeling safe and emotionally seen is what unlocks the door to deeper intimacy. She might start by sharing stories that are a little more personal, things about her past relationships or struggles she's faced, or moments that shaped her. Pay attention to how she looks at you when she shares these things. There's a softness, a quiet tension, like she's letting her guard down and watching to see if you'll catch her. That level of emotional openness isn't casual, it's calculated vulnerability, often driven by the desire to form a deeper bond. And that bond, it's the bridge to physical closeness. Sometimes it shows up in the way she allows herself to be silly around you, or how she shows you her weird quirks, or admits something that embarrasses her. That's vulnerability too. And when you respond with understanding, with patience, with genuine interest, something shifts. The attraction deepens, and so does the sexual tension. Let me be clear, vulnerability isn't weakness. It's actually one of the boldest forms of connection. When a woman is drawn to you, when her body responds to yours, and she starts to feel emotionally safe, she'll give more of herself. That doesn't always mean she's ready to act on the desire right away, but she's moving closer. She's opening the door to the possibility. And if you're paying attention, you'll notice how those vulnerable moments are laced with intimacy. The way she looks at you when she's talking, how close she sits, the way her voice lowers when she gets serious. It's not accidental. That mix of emotional closeness and unspoken tension is exactly where sexual attraction often lives for us. So don't just focus on the physical signs. Notice when she lets you into her world. Because when a woman begins to trust you with her truth, especially when she could just keep it light and fun, that's not just emotional openness. That's desire, wrapped in honesty. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, one of the clearest signs, yet often the most misunderstood, is how she responds to physical closeness. I'm Jessica Opare here, and let me tell you something real. Touch, proximity, and how we react when you enter our personal space speak volumes. Sometimes louder than words ever could. Because for women, physical connection is not just about contact. It's about energy. It's about how your presence makes us feel in the moment. And when attraction is in the air, that energy becomes magnetic. You'll notice it in the way she doesn't pull away when you brush past her. In fact, she might lean in just a little more. She'll find little excuses to make physical contact. Light touches on your arm when she's laughing, a gentle hand on your shoulder to get your attention, brushing lint off your shirt even when there's nothing there. These are not random gestures, they are intentional invitations to connect, to come closer, to pay attention to the unspoken chemistry building between you. And here's something that's often overlooked: how she reacts when you touch her. If she's into you, and I mean really into you, she'll respond. It might be a smile, a deeper breath, a pause in the conversation. She won't recoil. Her body will naturally soften in your presence. Her posture becomes more open. She lets you into her space, not just physically, but energetically. That says everything. Because for a lot of women, allowing that kind of closeness is a vulnerable act. It means she's comfortable. It means she feels safe. But more than that, it means she wants you near her. Sometimes she'll playfully close the distance between you. She'll sit a little closer than necessary, even when there's plenty of space. Maybe her legs brush against yours, and she doesn't move them. Maybe she holds your gaze longer than usual, leans in when you speak, like she's trying to catch more than just your words. That's attraction, plain and simple. And don't underestimate what happens in those quiet moments, those silences where neither of you is talking, but there's a tension in the air. If she doesn't rush to fill that silence, if she lingers in it, maintaining eye contact or smiling softly, that's not awkwardness. That's her way of staying present in the moment with you. She's feeling it. She wants you to feel it too. So many men miss this because they're waiting for a big dramatic sign. But women are subtle. We express desire in how we let you into our space, how we melt a little when you touch us, how we give you permission, without ever having to say the words. So if she's leaning in, letting the touch linger, closing the space between you again and again, that's her saying, I want to feel closer. That's attraction, alive and undeniable. The question is, are you paying attention?